Now, if you are aged less than 55 and looking to cut down on your taxes, by all means, do top up into CPF special account because you can get tax relief of up to $8,000 and do it by year end. If not, then listen to what I have to share today. Because having a lot in CPF is good, but really it's not such a big badge of honor and not everybody should be locking up monies in their CPF. Here's why. Hi guys, welcome back. Let's start with the story of building up CPF special account quickly that has been a predominant suggestion along the last few years. You know, once upon a time, CPF special account 4% guaranteed was like the magic in the financial world. Because not only is it guaranteed, it's guaranteed by Singapore government, AAA rated. That's why also CPF special account became, the golden goose for financial freedom. Nothing came close to it. If you want fixed deposits, which is guaranteed by banks, it's 1% and you can take it out 1 year later. That's the price for liquidity, correct? And if you like higher returns like corporate bonds, 4% possible. But again, there are so many defaults and that's the price for risk. So CPF special account, while it's illiquid, it's guaranteed. So 4%, that was the best thing, the magic in the financial world. That is why also CPF special account compounding quickly became the best advice out there. Some even went as far as pumping monies into their children's special account. If you see this infographics by Sidley, you realize that CPF hacks for child includes topping up into their special account. And if you do so, your child could have $1.6 million by the age of 55. I didn't do that because I want my kids to invest and understand the pain of market cycles, understand risk firsthand. That's how you actually build real financial literacy and become wealthy. So for young adults, the other hack would be to transfer OA to SA. And the reason is quite simple, because CPF OA pays only 2.5%. CPF SA pays 4%, a difference of 1.5%. And if you compound 30,000 with this 1.5% extra, in 30 years time, you will get $46,892 more. Substantial, correct? Just a click of a button, transfer monies from OA to SA. But let's re-highlight the cons again. OA can be used to fund your housing needs, your mortgage. CPF SA cannot. OA can be invested into Singapore stocks, high-risk funds. Special account cannot. The weird part right now also is you can even use CPF OA to buy treasury bills. And the latest one is paying around 4% already, 3.95%. That is almost the same as special account, and yet you can still keep your monies in OA, correct? And the weirdest thing is this: if interest rates go up further, would there be a world where treasury bills that is guaranteed by Singapore government also and liquid pay 5% in future? Every possibility, correct? So more and more, the idea of locking up monies in special account now doesn't seem that wise. In any case, if you haven't transferred from OA to SA, please don't. Transferring right now doesn't make a lot of sense. That's something I covered in the recent Finance Summit 2023. If you'd like to purchase online access because you couldn't attend, look for links below. Within it, you'll see retirement planning ideas. Within it, you'll see investment updates that you have not found yet, especially on this channel. Should I pay off the loan fast or stretch it? This suggestion has changed. I've got cash, I got home loan, I got investment property. Which loan to pay off first? Smash a subscribe also if you like content like this that can help you in your financial journey. Back to the point on OA to SA transfer. It is a one-way ticket. Some have regrets, and it re-highlights again. Good advice in yesteryears may not be good advice now. Good advice can change. So 5-10 years down the road, if you are viewing this and interest rates have gone down, then again, the best advice could have changed. This includes also the good advice previously of aiming for enhanced retirement sum, ERS. So what exactly is ERS, correct? If you're not familiar with CPF, CPF has this key term, full retirement sum, FRS, which is quite simply, if you have above the full retirement sum, you can draw out your surpluses freely. ERS is just 1.5 times of FRS. And ERS is just a term, which is the max you can park into CPF RA for CPF Life in future. And not just that, this limit for ERS increases every year because it's 1.5 times of FRS, which increases every year. So if I were to pull up this chart over here, you would realize that currently in 2023, the ERS is 298,200. Next year in 2024, the ERS will jump to 308,700. The more you top up into RA account and keep pace with the increasing ERS, the more future cash flows you can have. Quick glance again, if you commit the full retirement sum in 2024, you will get an estimated full retirement sum of $1,670 per month. If you're on ERS, that'd be 1.5 times that, and your cash flows from your age of 65 is $2,450. The last point to note again, this cutoff of full retirement sum to this maximum of enhanced retirement sum is not black and white. You can top up anywhere in between. These have been some of the questions I've seen along in this channel. And again, if you have questions in this whole topic, leave them below in the comments sections. Now, in previous years, the best advice was that if you have cash, the idea is to pump into retirement account RA and do this top up because it's a no-brainer to compound at 4% guaranteed. But right now, if you are listening in and interest rate environment is still high, you would realize that my advice, if you're a private client, has changed. Again, different strokes for different folks. If you have way more cash on hand than needed, you want fast free, you want creditor free, you don't really care about liquidity, you pump into RA, that part still works. If that is out of the way, let me show you how you can actually build cash flows with certain flexibility. And not just that, an important point to note, that is when you park your monies in CPF Life, your monies are in an annuity pool, which may change in future. A second fact about CPF Life is that if death occurs, you would get back your unused premium as bequest. That's how it's calculated. And it may or may not be the entire capital depending on when death occurs. So with these points of CPF Life highlighted, what I'd like to show you is just simply using Singapore savings bonds right now to get guaranteed cash flows and have the flexibility of redrawing out anytime you need. The capital is also guaranteed. November's issue of Singapore savings bonds pay you an average of 3.4% if you keep for the entire tenure. That is just only 0.6% less than if you were to compound monies in RA. There is a further point to note. What if interest rates continue to climb? You might get an issue in 2024 that is above 4%. No one knows for sure, and quite simply, you can always trade up and lock in rates for 10 years more. I brought up this point to highlight again that CPF Life's appeal or uniqueness without liquidity is diminishing because there's just so many guaranteed instruments right now that you can park your monies into. As always, if you have benefited, smash the like button for us so that we can reach a bigger audience together. I'll say a big thank you to you, and with that, let's lead on to the third chapter, which is about early retirement. Now, depending on your goals and how much surplus cash you have again, chasing enhanced retirement sum ERS in your CPF retirement account with the spare CPF and cash is something to be reconsidered deeper because it cannot help you in this idea of early retirement. CPF Life again pays out from the age of 65. You can delay it, of course, but you cannot draw it out earlier. So let's consider the situation whereby your capital is limited. Putting more monies towards your future means less monies today. Again, I'm addressing audiences who are less well off financially. If you're earning well, I am also. Spare a thought for those who aren't and understand that good advice cannot be a blanket that applies for all. Let me now pull out a simulation on how early retirement requires you to possibly reconsider forsaking enhanced retirement sum if your capital is limited. This year's full retirement sum is $198,800. Let's use next year, 2024's full retirement sum of $205,800. So let's use this example, Mr. Paul. Paul is age 55 in 2024. He has $255,800 combined in his OA and SA. That's not bad, but also not enough for enhanced retirement sum. Paul, of course, can pump all his OA and SA towards RA to try to compound towards age 65, and along the way try to work a bit harder and squeeze more cash to top up towards ERS. But one day, some things happen. Paul see a change in life. Spouse passed away. Paul is told by doctors that his health is not too good. Right now, Paul suddenly realizes he wants a simpler life. He may want to spend more time for himself. Maybe then we should respect what Paul is seeing and think about using this example as his best fit. Paul can simply do CPF SA shielding and keep $50,000, which is the amount above his full retirement sum of $205,800, in his special account. Of course, that $205,800 will get sucked into CPF RA. Then this $50,000 that's shielded and residing in his special account can help Paul in his semi-retirement dreams. How much can he draw from his SA if he would like to consume that? I've actually done the homework, and this is how much he can take out. CPF special account provides 4% guaranteed interest. If you were to consume $506 each month, he can effectively last this $50,000 from age 55 all the way to age 65. After that, CPF Life with his full retirement sum will provide him monthly income. This $500, while not a lot, can be a foundation block for him to consider semi-retirement at least. Paul can now convert to a part-time job, $1,000 per month, or work on some months and rest on the other. That will give him $1,000 of salary income, plus this $500 that he's willing to draw up from his special account to consume. Paul now wants to lead a simpler life, go do some backpacking in Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, spend some months there because cost of living is cheaper. His $1,500 can stretch a bit further. If Paul understands the trade-off of things, the general advice of aiming towards enhanced retirement sum may not necessarily suit him. If you agree, smash the like button. And again, a quick shout out again to links below if you'd like to purchase access to Georgetown Finance Summit 2023. And I'll round up with this point. CPF monies are monies you saved up for yourself. Basic government sum, while not a lot, is what government deems as basic standard of living really. It really depends on how much you can string your expenses. Maybe you are more ready for semi-retirement than you think because worrying too much about future may not be worth it. Think about it, and with that, I'd like to invite you to some of my previous tutorials. This touches on my own CPF. If you are curious what is inside, I don't actually have a lot. Check it out if you haven't seen it, and I'll see you there too. Take care as always. Goodbye.